All right, good morning, everybody. Just give me a couple moments while I get started here, and I'll be with you guys in a couple moments. All right, good morning. What's happening, Jonathan? How you guys doing? So today we're gonna take a look at in the pre-market some higher cap stocks. So we're gonna look at the pre-market today, look at some of the higher cap ones, what might be moving, and then I'll give you guys a sneak preview of our swing trading room today. So let's take a look at the markets. As you can see, lots of lines here if you're new. Support and resistance, it's angular support and resistance levels. Remember, again, stocks run typically with the market. So if the market's going up, stocks typically run with it. Awesome to hear, Jonathan. If stocks are, if the market's heading down, typically stocks will run, head down. And then if the market's trading sideways or it's in a range, then stocks get a little bit messy. So you can see this right here. This is the chart of futures. You'll see right down here. Here's where the buyers came in here, moved it back up, hit resistance, fell right back down. Buyers came in back down here, pushed price up, and now it's near resistance levels. And you can see it's between this 20 EMA and the 50 SMA. So at this point, we got to see if price is going to continue up, move up to that 50 simple moving average line, or see if it's going to reject at some point. So you'll see when many times when stocks break out, they come back and retest. So it's kind of hitting resistance, coming back and retesting. If it can't retest, which is now support, so resistance when it breaks then becomes support. If it doesn't hold, then you have a fail of support. If it does hold, then you're going to watch and see if it's going to head up to the next resistance level. So, again, if you're new to following us, if you head to our website, bullishbears.com, each night we do post a day trading watch list as well as a swing trading watch list. Again, all due to or dependent upon market conditions. With the swing trade watch list, it's updated several times a week because sometimes it's a little bit more difficult to get more stocks to swing trade than it is to day trade. So you'll see we post our swing trade watch list here probably about 4 times a week. So you'll see the two that we kind of have on the watch list for tomorrow or for today from yesterday are Visa and Cisco. So I'll show you what I'm looking at there. Then we'll head over to the futures room, or actually to the swing trade room, and give you a little bit of a sneak preview of what's going on there in the morning. We also post trade ideas gappers right here by 9:15 a.m. So if you're looking to day trade or look for the gappers, just click right here. So let's take a look at some of the higher, larger cap stocks today. Give you guys a different look, and we'll take a look at Visa. Again, remember, not always, but many times these stocks run with the market. So with Visa, the reason why we have it on the watch list is you can see here a potential ascending triangle formation forming. So you can see kind of a top, or again, this is where you can look at it two different ways. It's a possible ascending triangle, meaning you could see a top. If it breaks out, that would be an ascending triangle breakout, right? So you can see kind of a slanting, right here, kind of a flat top, higher lows forming. If it goes and breaks out, then you have an ascending triangle breakout. 165.77 is resistance. If it breaks out, you want to see the retest hold. Now, if it fails, then you can have a potential head and shoulders. You can see this would be a head, left shoulder, right shoulder, and if it fails, then you can have a head and shoulders failure. So again, this is one to keep an eye on. We're looking to see again, our trade alert setups are not buy and sell signals. They're things to look at, so you can see right here, if it breaks out, this is something to look at and see if it'll continue up. You can see moving average lines kind of pinching, kind of crossing potentially over. You want to see if the moving average lines, hey Brian, what's happening? If the moving average lines will separate, push price out, or separate and push price up and continue. And you can see right here in the pre-market, not much volume, but you can see people are keeping an eye on this right now. It's something to be aware of. Again, pre-market, it's not the end all be all. Obviously, you want to see what's happening during live market hours, but you can see it's kind of pushing up a little bit, coming back and retesting. This is one to definitely keep an eye on. And it's pretty much at all-time highs as well. So again, you can see this kind of there's not really a previous level of resistance to be aware of. So that's where sometimes it can be very tricky to see, because there's no gauge. This can go as high as it wants, or it could just go, up a little bit and come right back down. But the reason why we have Visa on there is that the patterns are potentially setting up possible ascending triangle. Again, this could be a head and shoulders failure if it fails. What's up, Scotty? So that's why we have Visa on the watch list. And then Cisco, here's one right here. So you have with Cisco kind of a double bottomish pattern. So you can see a bottom here and then a bottom here. So remember, with the double bottom in these patterns, they're not always perfect. So again, it's kind of a gauge. So they're not completely equal, but they're very near to being equal. So you can see kind of a bottom here, a bottom here. So now if price can get above this, what is this here? The purple line is the 50 SMA. If price can get above that 50 SMA, then you can see right here, there's a gap on the daily right here. Right, see this? Oops, I got to get a better drawing tool. Right in here. So if price can get above this 50 SMA, watch if price will go and fill this gap. If it does fill this gap, then watch, if it continues up, and look at these other resistance levels. So this is where swing trading can sometimes turn into a day trade. You might look at this where, this could fill in a week, 2 weeks, 2 months, 3 months, a year from now, or today. So this is where swing trading can be subjective, whereas we put it on the list because this has the potential to move $1 or $2. But that could fill today, it could fill in 5 minutes, or it can fail, or it could take a month from now. This is where you have to learn support and resistance levels, and that's where we teach this, all this stuff all day long in our trade rooms. So we try to give you guys some previews of stuff. We do have a 14-day trial if you're not a member. The link will be below. You can just kind of come and join us and check us out. But these are the two that I kind of had on the watch list from last night. Let's take a look this morning, see if anything is worth taking a look at. 3M, not much of anything. So American Express was one I was kind of looking at last night when I was doing the watch list. You can see kind of a rising wedge pattern forming right here. So you can see buyers came in here, up here, selling pressure up here. So you're connecting these trend lines, and you can see prices in the middle of this channel. It can be a little bit trickier trading these when it's in the middle of a channel. You can see some horizontal resistance right around 120-ish range. So if you look, the moving average lines are kind of pinching. If you see them cross, watch and see if it'll push price up. And on the daily, you can see it's kind of in this rising wedge pattern on the daily. So this may have a little bit of room to run. Again, it's in the middle of this channel. So, that 120 to 120-ish range, it's another one to definitely keep an eye on. But again, it's just a little bit trickier when it's in the middle of the channel. So you'd like to see these moving average lines cross and ideally move price up. Let's see what else we got here. Apple. Mm. Hold on one second, guys. I think Thinkorswim is giving a little bit of a delay at the moment. There we go. So Disney, let's see here. Disney's a little bit spotty at the open. You can see it's, or actually at the pre-market, right about that 136 level. So this one might be one to keep an eye on a little bit as well. You can see moving average line starting to cross here. So this may be setting up for a potential break above that 136 level. So if it does, you can see there's some resistance right around that 138. And then it kind of moves up, 142, 140. If you look at the hourly, you know, it's got this window right here to potentially move up to. Again, this is all resistance, these candle wicks here. So it's one to keep an eye on. Maybe it'll get a little bit of a pop. This is where you gotta kind of drill down and look at these. Some of these where you might not be able to, you know, if you're looking to swing trade it, you might only get a day pop. You know, this thing might pop up, you know, up a couple dollars and then dump and then form a double top, right? All these patterns are very, very important. So we try to, when we put them on the swing trade watches, we try to get you guys the best setups ideally. Sometimes they're a little bit difficult to find, especially when the market's a bit messy. AMD, that's rejecting right at a resistance level right below $30, but it has kind of a cup and handle-ish pattern forming. So now you want to see it break out above that 30.45 area and see if this handle, you can see it's kind of forming a handle right here. So ideally you can see kind of a cup handle. You want to see it break out of that handle and then break of that 30.45-ish area and continue. All right, let me give you guys a sneak preview. We'll go into our swing trade room over here. You guys can see, again, our website, bullishbears.com. Once you're logged in, you go right over to our swing trade room, access it right here, and Rose should be streaming right now or in a couple moments. We'll listen in on her.
Active. And we had two news.
I'll be back with you guys in 15, 20 minutes or so. So listen.
Take a look at the Econa calendar.
Rose does futures and swing.
So on the daily calendar for Thursday, June 6th, we have international trade and jobless claims. So 8:30, we have the market moving events took place, and these are important, right? So, but a lot of trade talks, what's happening with Mexico and, you know, China, both countries trying to cut a deal with U.S. So it's not like they are, you know, rejecting the talks or anything. They're actually wanting to figure out this trade deal. And so there's some positive outlook there, somewhat. Hopefully every player is going to get back on the table soon. But regardless of trade, you know, there's some good movement with stocks going on and the market's surging high, especially NASDAQ and ES. I'm going to go through the charts. So this is what we have. The jobless claims will affect tomorrow's employment situation. So keep an eye on that. So if this is a negative, that's going to be negative tomorrow. If this is positive, that's going to be positive also on Friday. So those two correlate. And that will definitely move the S&P 500 chart pretty significantly. So you need to keep an eye on that one. With the rate cuts, you know, it's been nothing but good news. That's what it has been moving the stock market and individual stocks. It's a good news, right? So now Tesla now reported record deliveries. Oh, that's great. Right after I sell my Tesla stock. Okay. Hey, Big Bear. Hey, Matt. Okay, so hey, everybody. All right, let me take a look at the investing.com. You should always have this page open, on your browser, because right here, down here in the economic calendar, which is similar to this calendar right here, you can see here is the scheduled ones, but you can also see it here. Same thing. So one or the other, you can keep it on. You're gonna see once the release is up, you will see the updates here, and then you'll get a feel of where the chart's moving, right? So it's very convenient. But right now here, S&P is on the 5-minute chart is pretty strong buy. 15 the same, hourly is the same, and the daily is the same. But the crude oil is actually selling. All right, so let's go to the charts. Let's take a look. I have been posting these charts. So if you are new to the room, if you have just joined Bullish Bears, every day, as long as I'm on that day, I'm working pre-market hours, maybe like an hour prior to the opening or hour prior to 9 o'clock. I come in here to the room drive. This is our room drive that Sig has been talking about right here. You'll see this folder icon. I'm going to remove the prior day charts, which are going to look like this with the dates and the name of the chart. And I'm going to, later on, I'll be posting also some stock charts as far as the swing trade alerts go. Hopefully, I will start doing that this week as I'm getting my connection set up. But so far, you have the major markets here. So I post them here, and I activate the S&P 500. So you can download these charts from here. These are the static screenshots, right? And what you will see on these charts, and let me get to S&P, the one that I posted there, such as this one right here. This is a 15-minute chart, but I posted the 30-minute chart. You will see some lines here. So let me get rid of this for now. You will see these green lines, and you will see these red lines, and you're going to see this blue, light blue line. So what these are for the members who just joined us, basically I'm giving you daily targets for S&P. Call it a swing target, day trade swing target, whatever you call it. So when you see anything that is very thick and dash, that's basically bull's objective for the day. So what I'm saying is that market has a bullish sentiment. The chart has a bullish sentiment, and most likely it's going to try to close on it. But anything that's a thin green line like this is basically the first resistance. It's not necessarily that we would close on the objective, but we're definitely going towards that way. And then we have support in red, okay, in several ones. And these ones for bears daily targets, we could come back down. If the market fails to go up, what it will do is that it's going to cut through this blue line, which is the daily pivotal line. I also call the roll reversal chart reversal line for that day. Every day these lines change. All right, so as charts moves, there are new support and resistance. So we have to accordingly read the chart the right way and have some roadmaps. So basically this is your roadmap. If the market fails to go up, where's it going to go? It's going to go down, right? So you would want to wait for price to close below this line, 2821.06. When that happens, that means the market sentiment has changed, or it's changing, or it's on its way to change. So your job is to see, okay, so we're breaking below a major structural level, and the market is now holding bulls up to send them high. So therefore, market is trying to come down. And where it's going to go? It's going to go to the first support. In this case, on this chart for today, 2813.88 is our first support. Then here comes the market objective, daily objective, the first target with bears to retest this area, right? This is a swing low. So if market has failed to go up, where's it going to go? It's going to go to the previous swing lower and retest it. Perhaps bounce from there again. That would make sense for market to try to buy low to push the price up high. But if that fails, then we have a second support, right? So, and that would be pretty catastrophic, because if we come down to the second support area while, you know, market's supposed to go up, so that tells me its sentiment is changing. But overall, I expect today market to definitely take out these green lines and get up to 28, 48, even further. But that we would examine later on a maybe 4-hour chart to see what other target levels that we can take. So just earlier, I posted that there is a structural support other than this one. So let me go to the 5-minute chart here so that you can see what I've been talking about. None of this has happened at that time. So it was just about like this. All right. So I found this area. Basically, you mark that, right? So just about here is a major structural. In fact, it even goes this way. It's a support, right? So breaking this area, market could sell. So when I saw this sell off, even though market has been buying, you can see, right? It's trying to keep the price high, but it's not really. Okay, so you can see right here, you know, how much bulls have invested in the market, and they're trying to push the market high. And it's pretty clean upwards move, right? A trend, if you will. So if I just extend this further. So this is a major structural area, and I saw the sell-off. And when I saw that, I sort of marked it. I marked the every single touch, and that's when I warned you guys that this is a bear flag. And this whole area, I marked it. If you see it right here, 28, 29, 42 is structural support about to break on ES 5-minute chart with a bear flag formation. Support is holding the price for now. And that was at 9:17 a.m. Eastern time. So if you go back to chart, that's that breakage that I was looking for. Okay, so I wasn't looking for a big deal sell-off, okay, because we are still above the 28-21 area. So that signals me that when we are above the pivot line, right, so market could just quickly sell, test this to see if it'll sell, but look what happened. So if you mark this from here with your Fibonacci extension, not retracement, extension, all it did, not only actually, the price action did what a bear flag would do. Break the support, come back down, even break to 100%, and it gave you the first extension at 127. So all you had to do is mark it and wait for price to break this level, all right? And then just at least try to collect at 127. If price were to continue to go down, all right, I would have definitely collected here. But if you take a look at the news, all right, take a look at the investing.com website. And this is why I said that you need to keep this open. Go up here. All right, so everything is very important here. But at the open after the news, all right, you're going to get a violent reaction. So that's why I would, if you're trading the pre-market hour, and if you're 100% sure of the price action, but if it is a news hour, at the open, price will show you rather volatile moves, okay? So it's not going to, if there wasn't any news, significant news, this bear flag would continue its move downwards. Probably would take out 161 and then 200% levels, at least get to the 161. But because of the news, it's going to show you major volatile move, and that's that rejection happening here. But also market is bullish, not necessarily bearish. So this is not normal, this news. But this entire area, I just want to point out, this entire area is actually a very weak support. I'm sorry, resistance. So I am expecting for this price action, for basically bulls are trying to be patient enough to bring the price down to a certain level so they can buy as low as possible to bring up, right? Bring the price up. So what they're going to do is they're going to retest this area and they're going to break out. So what happens when a weak area, a resistance is tested, your profit should be up somewhere around here that you should collect. Resistance is resistance. So when the price comes up there, a lot of people will see that it is a resistance, that it will probably send price back down. So people start collecting profit there. And after coming back to this level, they're probably going to use that area, especially this right here, this very narrow range that I see, right? It's probably going to be used as support, only to go back up high here. But you can see from the price action, you can see from the buy signals. I mean, look, this is your swing low. This is your low. Now you got a buy signal right onto an EMA, right? So that is that 3-step pullback or buyback strategy we always talk about, right? So let's see how the price is going to do. Right now, this whole area is resistance. I told you guys earlier. But it is a weak resistance, all right? We'll see if price is going to try to test it again and get above it. If it doesn't, look, the first resistance does what it does. What does it do? It rejects, right? Here is the first rejection. So I am watching for price to close above it.
All right, guys. So let's give you a couple moments here. Let's go and take a look and see how those ones we're looking on the watch list, see if anything's happening right now. You can see, let's see with Visa. So you can see right here, right? Very important resistance level at the top of that kind of ascending triangle-ish. It may be forming a reversal candle. Got to watch and see today. Obviously, the market just opened. You can see these moving average lines starting to separate. And so here you go. Here you kind of have these high wave-ish candles here. So it's kind of going wonky or trading sideways here. So at this point, you want to see it get above that 165, 66 level, and then get above this 166 level. So at this point, it's showing some indecision, right? So I was saying to you earlier, you want to see it break and hold this level. If not, it may come back and retest down, and then you got to watch the pattern. It may trade sideways for a bit, but you can see these higher lows are forming. You clearly can see a top. But again, when resistance breaks, it then becomes support. If support fails, then the stock is falling support. What's happening, Constance? So AXP, American Express, was showing you guys earlier. This is one in the middle of a channel. You can see the moving average lines are pinching. You want to see them cross and ideally push price up. So you can see at this point right now, you can see these high wave candles, which are indecision. It's kind of maybe forming a possible symmetrical triangle. So we got to wait and see if price will continue up and go up towards, you can see resistance in that $120 range or so. And last one is Cisco. You can see this double bottom pattern right here. I was showing you guys resistance. Again, keep an eye on it. It kind of went and broke above in the pre-market. Now it opened, it's starting to fail. So it's showing some weakness. Again, you can still see a double bottom pattern. It may trade sideways for a little bit before it either fails or it continues up. If it can break above resistance and continue up, got to watch and see if it'll go and fill that gap. So I wanted to give you guys kind of a different angle and view today. As you can see on our website, we have lots that we offer as a trading company. We have day trade room, swing trade room, where we stream live futures, people chat in there throughout the day. We have our trade alert setups, our day trade watch list and swing trade watch lists. We have thousands of dollars worth of free courses over here. So we have lots to offer our community members. In the bottom of this video or in the description box, we do have a 14-day trial if you want to try us out. So if you're not a member and you want to see what we're all about, just click the link and you can try our community out for 14 days for free. So hopefully this helped you guys. You have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you all tomorrow. Enjoy.